I'll start again once you start. Mata Pitha Yudayastanaya Vibhuti Sarvam Devanimena Madanvyanam Adyashana Kulapaderogalabiramam Srimatta Dengaragalam Pranamami Murthana. So this is the Tanyan of Swami Nammalvar. Swami Nammalvar is a very special person in the Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam. A special person because he is not just an Arvar, but also an Acharyan. You can say he's the first Acharyan in the Jivatma categories. The first three Acharyans are all Nitya Vibhutis and Perumal himself. So this is something very, very special about Swami Nammalvar, and it is Adiyan's honor to get this opportunity to talk about Swami Nammalvar. 3 hours, 3-day session is also not enough, but I will try my best to cover certain aspects of Swami Nammalvar's vaibhavam in the 15-20 minutes that we have. So Swami Nammalvar was born in Tirukkurugur, currently called Alvar Tirunari, almost around 5,000 years ago, at the very beginning of Kali Yuga. Since his birth, Swami was a jnani who sat under the Tirupalli Alvar. Tirupalli Alvar is considered as Adiseshan himself, who came down and took the form of the Tirupalli Alvar. It's a tamarind tree situated at Alvar Tirunagari. Swami Nammalvar is also hailed as the Prapanna Janakudas, the first one in the Prapanna Goshti. He is also the leader of Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam. This gives him many names. He was named Maran. He is called Shatakopan. He is called Parangushan, Vakulabharanan, Vagalabhiraman, Magil Maran, Satachit, Puruhur Nambi, and many, many, many more names. There are over 32 different names that different acharyas have, or different alvars have also given Swami Nammalvar. And Swami Nammalvar need not be like we call other alvars, Budatta Alvar, Peri Alvar, or Peri Alvar. Swami Nammalvar need not be called as Nammalvar. If you say Alvar, it default points to Swami Nammalvar. So let's see what is so great about him. Why is Nammalvar one of the most important beings that had come onto the earth? So let's start with his birth. So like we said, Kariyar and Udayanange were the parents of Swami Nammalvar. They were they lived in Tirukkurungudi they lived in Tirukkurugur. After long years after their marriage, they still did not have a child. So they visited Tirukkurungudi to get the blessings of Nambi Perumal. Nambi Perumal granted them their wish, saying that he himself will come and be born as their child. So on the 43rd day of Kali Yugam, that is somewhere around it was Vaigasi month, Vasanta Rutu. It was on Shukla Paksham, Paurnami Tithi, on Tiruvishaka Nakshatram, that Swami Nammalvar had been born. It is said that the presence of the sun or the presence of Ram Avatar or Krishna Avatar couldn't remove the ignorance among all the people in the world, but the birth of Swami Nammalvar had removed the ignorance and knowledge bloomed around the world. And this is the reason he is also called Vakula Bhushana Bhaskara. Swami Nammalvar was born after Madhuragaviyar. Madhuragaviyar already lived during the birth of Nammalvar, and he turned out to be one of Nammalvar's Shishyas. So how Nammalvar came to be the Guru is when the child was born for Kari and Udayanange, Nammalvar did not cry. He did not want milk. He did not feel hungry. He was just there as a child, just breathing and living. That's all. So Kari and Udayanange were worried about this, and they took him to Polindin in Alvar Tirunagari. and they put the child in Perumal's feet. They called him Maran because he was different from other kids. And at that point, Maran crawled from under Pulindanarabiran's feet, crawled all the way till the Puliyamaram that is to the left side of Perumal's Sannadhi, and sat under it in Yoga Mudra, having his hand posture. And since then, for 32 years, till he attained Paramagatam, he did not move from that place. So looking at the child going and sitting there, Perumal instructed Vishwaksena to perform Panchasamskaram to Nammalvar, teach him everything, and teach him also Dravida Vedam. So this marks the point that Dravida Vedam is eternal. It has been existing for years, for as long as things exist. And Vishwaksena thus came down. He gave Nammalvar all the knowledge, and he became Nammalvar's Acharya. So during the same period, we saw yesterday Swamy say about Madhurkavi Alvar. Madhurkavi Alvar, who was born in Thirupallandu, was traveling around different Divadesams, where he follows a bright light and reaches Alvar Tirunagari. He sees the child. To understand, to learn more about the child, he talks to people around, understands how the child came to be sitting at that Puliyamaram or the tree. Okay, then he realizes that this child, he sees the glow around that child, and he realizes that this child is fully immersed in Bhagavat Anubhavam, and the glow shows the knowledge and the kataksham of Perumal that the child has. So he throws a rock, the child opens his eyes, and then he asks the question. We already saw this yesterday. Chetrathin Vaital Siriyadi Parandal Yattethin the Inge Kedakam, and Nammalvar simply answers saying Attethin Ange Kedakam. He says it talks about the soul, it talks about the Atma or Jivatma, and he simply says Jivatma will just be sitting there. I'm not going in detail because we discussed this point yesterday. Hearing to this, Mother Kaviyar understands that Nammalvar is Sarvagnya, and he falls on his feet and becomes his disciple. So during these periods when Alvar was in the Yogam, Swami Vaikunthanathan decides that he wants to meet Alvar. So he takes Mahalakshmi along with him. They ride on Garudan and reach Tirukurugur in a moment. The moment Alvar sees Perumal in the Garuda Vahanam, he immediately starts singing different songs. Perumal blesses him with the divine blemishless knowledge, and Nammalvar immerses in this Bhagavat Anubhava. It overflows out of his limits, and different pasura come out. That is where you have the Thiruvarattam coming out, Thiruvasariyam coming out, Periya Thiruvadandi, and Thiruvayimudi, which reveals Emberman's divine Swarupam, divine forms, and divine qualities. Nammalvar also has a very big speciality here, that every other Alvar visited different Divyadesams, praised sang songs or sang Prabhandams praising each Perumal. But Nammalvar has the biggest privilege that he sat at one place. Every Perumal, all around, all Divyadesams, every Perumal came all the way till Nammalvar, gave darshan to him personally, and then Nammalvar sang about them. So this is what makes Nammalvar very, very, very special. So Nammalvar was overwhelmed by this glory of all the Perumals giving him Anugraham, all the Nitya Suris, and everyone giving him so much blemishless knowledge and mercy. he declares himself as the greatest in the universe, lives with unlimited glories, always sustaining himself by thinking about Kannan Burman. Nammalvar is also called Krishna Trishna Tattvam. That is the pure essence of Krishna Bhakti, is nothing but Nammalvar. And Nammalvar is nothing but pure essence of uh, Krishna Bhakti. So over the years, he has done so many pasarams. Major of the Nalayana Divya Prabhandam obviously is by Tirumangai Alvar, but next major amount is by Nammalvar, where each one is defined as the full meaning of the Vedas. So Tiruvayumi itself is called Veda Saram. And finally, at the age of 32, he reaches Paramapadam. And he doesn't reach Paramapadam just by leaving his body and the soul goes up. He is taken by Perumal directly with his body itself. So that is the greatness of Swami Nammalvar. So what makes Nammalvar, or I can just simply say what makes Alvar more special is that why he is also called the Acharya. From his mouth is where all the Nalayana pasarams that were lost over the period. So if you see Nada Muni, who's the first Acharyan, and if you go back to the Alvars, there is a long gap, and all the Prabhandams were lost during that period. And Nada Muni had got all the 4,000 pasarams directly from Alvar's mouth. That's the reason that's what makes him even more special. So just not the 4 Prabhandams that he sang, but all the Nalayana Prabhandam was given to us by him. And that is where we have learned it now. We did not get it directly from the Alvars. So we got it directly from Nammalvar himself. And because of this, and during once he had given his lessons to Nada Muniyal asked him for his Vigraham. And when the Tambrabarani's water was filtered and Vigraham was formed, that's when we got our Bhashyakara, because without whom our Sampradayam would have never existed. So because of Nammalvar's mercy is how we got the Bhashyakara Vigraham, who Aravandar points out finally as Swami Ramanujar and hands him over our Sampradaya. So this is another speciality that we have from Nammalvar. Purvacharyas have sung multiple praises on Swami Nammalvar. Let me try to cover a few from what knowledge I could gather. So Aravandar declares in Stotra Ratnam that he bows down to the feet of Vagudabhiraman, who is the father, mother, child, wealth, anything and everything for him and his disciples. So we, at the end of the day, we are also in the same lineage, and for us also, Nammalvar is everything. And Swami Ambarmanar lived this thing. So he's called in Ramanujan Prandadi, you can see the line that says Maran Adibanin Tuindavan. So Swami Ambarmanar was completely surrendered to Nammalvar. He purely followed Nammalvar's steps. Nambillai also establishes Nammalvar as one of the handpicked people that Emberman picked from Lila Vibhuti to sing Emberman's glories and bring many samsaris into the fold of Sri Vaishnava. Nambillai establishes this based on words directly sung by Nammalvar himself in various pasharams. Alvar also points out that he can see the past, present, and future, where he says he was a samsari in the past, he struggled a lot. He does not want to live in this samsaram anymore. He feels like he's standing on red hot floor without any footwear, as long as he is in this samsaram. And also he sees how to attain Paramapadam. He talks about how the Tirupar Kadal is, or how the path towards Paramapadam is. He sings in his Tiruvayamuri. Right from the first pasanam of Tiruvayamuri, Swami Nammalvar keeps saying that he's blessed by the divine knowledge of Embarman. So because with which he is able to see all this and he is able to sing his praise. The same also applies for other alvars. We saw the other day that the other alvars are also are the avyayams of Swami Nammalvar, who is the avyayi. So whatever applies to Nammalvar also applies for other alvars, and the other alvars also say the same things in their different works. So they say Perumal has given them all the divine knowledge to sing about him and attain his lotus feet. Swami Nammalvar has sung 4 Divya Prabandhams: Thiruvaruttam, which is the Saram of Rigvedam; Tiruvasariyam, which is the Saram of Yajurvedam; Periyadurvandadi, which is the Saram of Atharvana Vedam; and Tiruvayamuri, which is the Saram of Samavedam. With all these Prabandhams, Nammalvar also explains Rahasyatrayam. So in Thiruvaruttam, he explains Pranavam, Namaha, Padam. Then in Tiruvasariyam, he explains Narayana, Padam. And in Periyadurvandadi, he explains the Charama Shlokam. And in Tiruvayamuri, he explains the he explains this one, Dvaya Mahamantra. Sorry. So Mamunihal also identifies Swami Nammalvar as Vedam Tamil Shaida Maran. So, like we just saw, his 4 Prabandhams are complete essence of Vedams. So, Mamunihal says Vedam Tamil Shaida Maran. That is the person who converted the most complicated Vedas into simple Tamil words. So the essence of the Vedam is excellently explained also by Azhagiyamanavala Perumal Nayanar in Acharya Hridayam, where he extracts each of Alvar's pashrams and gives us a very good explanation. So Artha Panchakam is also explained by Nammalvar, and that is where in the Tiruvayamuri Thaniyan, if you see, it is called Mikka Nilai Nirayam Meyya Muyur Nirayam, where it explains the Paramatma Swarupam, it explains the Jivatma Swarupam, Takka Nirayam Tarayha Tokkiyalum, it explains the Upaya Swarupam, it explains the Virodhi Swarupam, and it explains the Prapya Swarupam. So each part of the Vedas, each part of how we are supposed to attain the lotus feet of Emperor, how we are supposed to get moksham is explained beautifully by Swami Nammalvar and all of his works. So our Purvacharyas also established that Swami Nammalvar has the qualities of great personalities like Sri Devi Tayar, Bhudevi Tayar, Nida Devi Tayar, all the Gopikas from Mathura Vrindavan, or Lakshmanan, Ilayalvan, Bharatan, Shatrughanan, Dasharathan, Kaushalya, Prahalada Alvan, Vibhishana Alvan, Hanuman, Arjunan, etc. While Nammalvar has qualities of each one of these personalities, those personalities just have minor attributes of Nammalvar. So this is what Swami Nammalvar's glory is. So I would conclude by saying that Undo Vaigasi Visagat Kopparunal, Undo Shadagobar Kopparuvar, Undo Diruvayamuri Koppe, Tiruvarikundo. Srinagariyam Mahabariyam Tambarbarni Taretate Sridindi Munaramne Shatakopaya Mangalam. Ian Ramanujadas. If I had made any mistakes, please forgive me.
It was very, very wonderful presentation. In fact, that's why our Purvacharyas are even saying, whenever we hear the name of Nammalvar or Tirupuruguru, normally our Purvacharyas and saying elders used to look at that direction and hold their hands and say pranam to Alvar. So that is the glory of Alvar. As Devari rightly said, we can discuss or we can listen to Alvar's vaibhavam and his glories for days together. But what we have got right now is just an introduction sort of thing. Of course, there are a lot of literature and your own YouTube channels and other things and other Koilan channel. There are further things where we can further improve on whatever we have learned. So, okay. The next will be Thirupallandu Pasam 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by Keshav Swamy. Then we can start Swamy.
Alvaracharya Nirmana Dear Thiruvadigalai Sharanam Mandal Thiruvadigalai Sharanam Ariyan Ramanujasan. So it was my pleasure to talk about Thirupallandu Thaniyan and the first two pasarams yesterday about how Periyazwar comes from a place of utmost sincerity and utmost fear for Bhagavan's well-being more than anything else. So continuing from after that, where Alvar starts the proceedings by singing Pallandu for Brahman and all his associated entities, including all the Bhagavatas, including all his divine ornaments, including all the Nityasuris, and also going on to say how Mangai, that is Tayar, who resides in Enderman's chest and increases his radiance and increases his benevolence and finishes by singing Pallandu for her as well. So when Alvar finishes this singing the Pallandu, he feels that I should not be doing this alone. I need more people with me in order to bless Emberman. I don't think he is completely out of danger yet. So he's come out in the public like this. Lot of people's evil eye is going to be cast on him. So I need to get more people. So he starts calling more people. So what does he do? Alvar gets a knowledge of three types of people from Bhagavad Gita shloka, where he ascertains that there are three kinds of people. One is what he labels as Bhagavat Prapti Kamat, those who desire Bhagavan and Bhagavan only. And then there are Kaivalyarthi, those who are engaged in goodness about themselves. That is, they should grow, they should become great people, things like that. And then they have, he calls the third category as Aishwaryarthi, those who are looking for worldly pleasures, great riches, great stature, and all that. So what Periyazwar does at the beginning is that he decides to exclude category 2 and 3. And he starts singing, வாழாட்பட்டு நின்னீர் உள்ளீரேல் வந்து மண்ணும் மனமும் கொன்மை கூழாட்பட்டு நின்னீர்களை எங்கள் குழுவனில் புகுதலொட்டோம் ஏழாட்காலும் பழிப்பிலோம் நாங்கள் இராக்க தருவார் இலங்கை பாழாளாக படைபொருதானுக்கு பல்லாண்டு கூறு. So what he says is that those who are seeking Kaivalyam and Aishwaryam, you are not welcome in this Goshti. I want only those who are those who want to come for Perumal only. They don't have to expect any other outcomes out of this. They should not be focused on any secondary goal. Who do you want to worship? You want to worship Bhagavan. Why do you want to worship? To reach Bhagavan. So he wants to say that Bhagavan should be your only objective and should be your only focus. So he says, வாழாட்பட்ட நின்னீர் உள்ளீரேல் வந்து மண்ணும் மனமும் கொன்மை. So bring the soil and for the festival preparation, be part of the celebration in order to perform Kaingaryam for Bhagavan. கூழாட்பட்ட நின்னீர்களை, if you are here for other benefits such as Aishwaryam and Kaivalyam, எங்கள் குழுவனில் புகுதலொட்டோம். We are not going to entertain you in our and he says what he does is that he goes back to the Treta Yuga and says, see, during Sita's abduction, when Sita Devi was captured, all you devas, other devas, all of you celebrated because you were under the assumption that since Ravana has taken Sita Devi, he is going to face punishment. Rama is definitely going to come and punish. So all the devas started celebrating that Ravana's end is near. But nobody really wished Sri Rama's victory, and nobody blessed him for the victory. So Alvar, at this point in time, he says, கூழாட்பட்ட நீர்கள் எங்கள் குழுதனில் புகுதட்டும் ஏழாட்காலும் பழித்திலோம் நாங்கள் இராக்கதர்வான் இலங்கை பாழாளாக படைபொருதானுக்கு பல்லாண்டு கூறுதுமே. So the one who went to Lanka to destroy, I am going to sing Pallandu for him now, along with this people in this Goshti who are not concerned about anything other than Bhagavan's self. So he's like a leader here. He practices what he preaches. He stands in the front like a true Kainkaryapara. He says he is leading the devotional celebration, and he says not going to compromise the sanctity of Mangalasasanam by inviting people who have secondary motive. So in the first Pasuram after he sings Pallandu, that is the Pasuram number 3, he places a filter where he is not letting anyone else inside. Only those with pure and unadulterated devotion, only those people can come along with me, join me in my Goshti and sing Mangalasasanam for him. So this is how he starts. Then when he goes to the 4th Pasuram, he is Periyazwar. He cannot stand to leave anybody else. He will initially say that he is Periyazwar. Why is he is not called Periyazwar? For a very simple reason, not just a name. He has compassion for everyone. He is not going to leave people hanging. So he says, let's see. ஈடு நிலத்தில் ஏடுவதன் முன்னம் வந்து எங்கள் குழாம் புகுந்து. So now he is talking to the Kaivalyas. So why is he picking the Kaivalyartis next? Because the Kaivalyam is more to do with who are Kaivalyartis. These are the people who are more focused on their growth, personal growth, their own enjoyments and benefits. It is something like a dead end. So it is very difficult for people like these to grow and mature because they are focused very much on themselves. If you allow them to go very far, they will reach a point of no return. They will reach a dead end. It is very difficult to bring them back. So what Alvar does is, I made a mistake. These people need help more than anyone. So immediately he goes to the Kaivalyartis and says, ஈடு நிலத்தில் இடுவதன் முன்னம் வந்து, before you are laid to rest under the sand, இடுவதன் முன்னம் வந்து எங்கள் குழாம் புகுந்து, come and join our Goshti. கூடு மனமுடையீர்கள் வரும்போது வந்தொல்லை கூடுமே. If you have even a small desire, don't let it go to waste. Immediately come. There is no rule or there is no rigid stance. Even if you have a small desire, no problem. Please come and join immediately. நாடு நகரமும் நன்கறிய நமோ நாராயணாய வென்று. So people of all villages and towns, everybody, நாடு நகரமும் நன்கறிய, everyone, say loudly, start chanting the Tirumantram and it will become your identity. பாடு மனமுடை பத்தருள்ளீர் வந்து பல்லாண்டு கூறும். So he says, if you have the heart, even if a little bit of desire, even if little bit of the desire to sing Mangalasasanam and glory for the Lord, please come. It is never too late. Just come and join. We will do it together. And after he has turned all the Kaivalyartis and spoken to them, he then goes to the Aishwarya. Alvar thinks calling Aishwaryarthis is a little easier. Why does he come to that conclusion? He says, Aishwaryarthis are already praying to Bhagavan. They are just doing it for the wrong reason. They are asking for wealth. He says, they are folding their hands and standing before Bhagavan, asking for wealth. They are standing in front of Bhagavan, folding their hands, asking for status, asking for the good bringing up of their kids, whatever it may be, whatever worldly pressure, anything. But they have come to Bhagavan. They know that they need to bow down before Bhagavan. They know only Bhagavan can give that status. So that much knowledge at least these Aishwaryarthis are having. So it should not be so difficult to turn them around. So he says, Andakulatte Kadibadiyagi, Asura Irakadare. One who is the Lord of the universe, Asura Irakadare, who has destroyed a lot of demons and Rakshasas. So this is the person that you are going to bow down before. And he says, there is already an opportunity here that I don't want to go to this, because you are already coming before him with folded hands. You know who is supreme. So it's not very difficult for me to convince you. So he says, Tondakulathilullir Vandadi Toludu, Ayiranamam Solli, Pandekulathai Thirundu, Pallandu Pallayiran Tandendine. So you are now, since you have already folded your hands and you are praying, you are already part of our Goshti. Just asking for the wrong things, that's it. But you will learn. So recite his name, no problem. Ayiranamam Solli, recite his 1,000 names with joy. And Alvar is under the thinking that they will come, join our Goshti, and slowly, when they are praying to Bhagavan for all the fame and fortune, they will start eventually, they will start looking at our Perumal's Tirumeni, and they will start seeing the beauty of our Bhagavan. They will also start realizing the joy of Bhagavata Anubhavam. And slowly their desire for beauty and the desire of wealth and fame and fortune will slowly, it will go away. So it will not be a huge task transforming one who is praying for Aishwaryam to praying for Rengaryam. So you also come join us. We will sing Panlandu for many, many ages to come. So now he has brought in all three categories of people. And the first category, where we saw also known as Ananya Prayojana, the category of people who are not looking for any kind of benefits from association with Perumal, they are the first ones who are going to talk to Alvar right now. So they are saying, Ende Tandai 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 Tam Moothappan, Velvadigal Thodangi. So what they are saying is, me, my father, his father, his father. So many generations, we have been singing the glories of Bhagavan. This is not something that is new to us. So we come from a very rich lineage of Bhagavatas who have remained steadfast and resolution to praise, glorify Bhagavan through songs and prayers and whatnot. So when it is important to note that the category of people are not saying these lines out of pride or arrogance. They are saying this in an attempt to encourage Periyazwar, saying that we are there, don't worry, we are here, we understand what your stance is, we understand what your motive is. So we are not new to this game. We will definitely uphold and we will definitely fulfill whatever it is that you desire. And so they are giving a reassurance to Alvar that they are very sincere devotees. Ende Tandai 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 Tam Moothappan, Velvadigal Thodangi Vandu Vazhivazhiyat Seygin. So over generations we have been doing it. And then they go on to say that திருவோண திருவிழவில் இந்தியம் போதில் அறிவுருவாகி அறிய அழித்தவனை பந்தனை தீரப்பல்லாண்டு பல்லாயிரத்தாண்டு என்று பாடுது. So here there is one very interesting and quite a cheerful incident that I have heard through several upanyasams that Adiyan has attended over the ages. So here Alvar says திருவோண திருவிழவில் அந்தியம் போதில் அறிவார். He just mentions that Lord came to this earth on Nakshatra Shravanam, Tiruvona Tiruvela Shravanam. But Alvar does not precisely say which year, what time, or anything of it. He does not give a correct indication. He generally says on the day of Shravana, the Lord came. It was interestingly pointed out that Alvar does this deliberately because he feels that if he gives out the correct time, place, or etc. of when the Lord came, the Asuras will be ready to go and target anyone who was born at that date and time. So, like this particular Bhagavan's incarnation he is talking about took place several yugas ago. But Alvar is treating it as if those Asuras are still roaming around, ready to capture Emperuman and ready to fight him. Interestingly, Periyazwar's daughter also picks up one such habit in one of her pasurams. She also goes on to say, ஒருத்தி மகனாய் பிறந்து ஓரிரவில் ஒருத்தி மகனாய் ஒளித்து வளர. She is very careful here not to mention ஒருத்தி. Why? Can just say the name of the mother. ஓரிரவில் ஒருத்தி மகனாய் ஒளித்து வளர. Can just say Yashoda raised him. No, she is not bringing the name of which mother he was born to, which mother raised him. So as because she is afraid, she will point out and disclose the location of Emperuman to the Asura. So this is a good parallel between the two Alvars that Adiyan has heard over several Upanyasams over the lake. So he says, Alvar, coming back to Periyazwar, he says, Andiyam podil ariyurvagi ariya isamni, one who destroyed the enemy being born at this time. Pandani Thirupallandu, in order to reduce his fatigue and tiredness, let's sing Pallandu for him for several countless years. It's Narasimha Bhagavan that he's talking about. And even today, if you see several people, even among Sri Vaishnavas, they go and ask Mahans, very great Upanyasakars or very knowledgeable Sri Vaishnavas, they approach those Sri Vaishnavas, your Vadyar or some teacher, they just go and, is it okay to have Narasimha Bhagavan's photo or Narasimha Bhagavan's Vigraham at my home? You know what very well learned scholars reply, if you are Prahlada Goshti, you can have. If you are Hiranyakashipu Goshti, you don't have. Because the Lord is fierce, agreed. He is fierce to Hiranyakashipu. If you are like Prahlada, if you are a devotee, there is no need to fear. Narasimha came at one Shana. He did not waste any time. When Prahlada said, come and rescue me, he did not waste even a single second. He came instantly. So, as long as you are a Bhagavata or a devotee, you don't have to fear Narasimha at all. So, even such a fierce form, even such a powerful God, Narasimha, Periyazwar still feels the need to sing Pallandu for him. He doesn't care that he is fierce, strong, Singam, lion. He doesn't care. He wants to sing Pallandu. And beyond that, then going to the last Pasuram, where Alvar here starts with saying that he has made an invitation to the Kaivalyarthis, asking them to give up on the self-centered approach and join the Bhagavad Goshti. When they arrive, they are accepting Bhagavan as their goal. And more importantly, they need to get branded of the Sri Vaishnava symbols of Shankha and Chakra on their shoulders. So here he says, Steel Porigindra Senjudarai, Sigai Thiru Chakkarathai, Koyil Poriyale Uttrunda Nindru Kudikudiyat Seigindra. So here the Kaivalyarthis are saying, we have accepted the symbols on our shoulders, just as you have desired. So it is important that, of course, Atmatam and inside transformation of acceptance of Bhagavan as Supreme and everything is very, very important. It is also something that we should also be proud about showcasing, and it's important to get branded with the Shankha and Chakra mark to show our servitude to the Lord, which is why all of us also apply the Urva Pundra on our forehead to show our Bhagavad Seshutvam. So, Thiyil Porigindra Senjudarai, Sigal Thiru Chakkarathai, Koyir Poriyale Uttrunda Nindru Kudikudiyat Seigindrom. We have accepted the symbols, we have marked it on our shoulder, and we stand firm in the identity. Maya Porupadi Vananai, Ayirandolum Porikuruvi Paya, Svatriyadi Vallantu Pallandu Puru. So that's a small background story here, where Maya Porupadi Vananai, Ayirandolum Porikuruvi Paya, which is a reference to an asura called Banasura, where Banasura, it is said that is someone who sought the refuge of Lord Shiva because he kidnapped Bhagavan Krishna's grandson, who desired to marry his granddaughter Usha. So when the two of them kind of tried to elope, Banasura kidnapped Pradyumna, and Bhagavan Krishna was going to fight with Banasura in order to bring his grandson back. And Banasura went and sought refuge at the feet of Lord Shiva. Detailed story is something that Adiyan has learnt or heard in Harivamsha. Not sure which other Purana talks about the story, but I have personally heard it during Harivamsha rendering. So, which goes to show again that seeking refuge at other Anya Devatas is not going to give you any kind of a permanent solution, or it's not going to last long as much as protection from Bhagavan. So when Usha went and asked for forgiveness from Bhagavan, for her sake, Bhagavan spared Banasura's life, reduced number of arms. He had 1,000 arms to start with. Bhagavan leaves him with 4, I'm not sure it is 2 or 4 arms at the end of the war, and rescues his grandson and brings. So here again, Periyazwar concludes the Pasuram by saying, Suvatriyadi Vallanukku Pallandu Puruvum. So where he sings Pallandu for both Bhagavan as well as the Chakratali. So that concludes the 7 Pasurams, 5 Pasurams for today, which is 3 to 7. Periyazwar regulation, Srimate Rama.
Presented very well, Swami. Excellent. Very well. I had in one of the things, third one, in Upanyasams, explaining Kaivalyatis, Aishwaryatis, and Bhavanavatis. Like one has a beautiful Nandavana. Fantastic flowers grow in the Nandavana. And what he does is he plucks the flowers, makes a garland, goes and sells in the market, takes the money, and spends on his whatever he likes. That is the Aishwarya piece. The second one goes to the garden, takes the beautiful flowers, makes a garland, and wears it himself. That is the Kaivalya piece. The third one goes to the garden, plucks the flowers, prepares a beautiful garland, and offers to Lord and enjoy the beauty of the Lord with the garland. Peace, Bhavan, please. I thought I'd share that here. Anyone else would like to add anything?
Adian just had a question. When inviting Kaivalyarthis, Namo Narayana and Nadum Nagaram Nangariya. So yesterday we discussed that Ashtaksharam shouldn't be told in public, and here the mentioning of Namo Narayana Nadariya, it's a bit confusing. I would like some clarification on that.
Yeah. So Namo Narayanaya, it is when reciting in the Sastram, Periyazwar is very intelligently avoiding the pranavam here. So doesn't include the pranavam. So it is not the entire mantra. It doesn't speak the mantra here. Maintains its secrecy. Apart from that, when he says Nadu Nagaramam Nangariya, Alvar is directly not saying that the Tirumantram should be Nadariya. He is saying that everyone should know that you are coming for Bhagavat Kainkaryam. So you learn the Tirumantram and become Adiyar. Everybody should know that you have become Adiyar. They're not implying that everybody should know the Tirumantram. Just like, you know, even the Tirukoshtiur incident where Swami Ramanuja, you know, if you go to Tirukoshtiur, there is a guide who will take you to the top stair, you know, and he will take you there and he will tell you from here, Swami shouted the Tirumantra. It is actually not what happened, because, you know, our acharyas are very, they will strive to keep up the, whatever is important, they have to follow, right? They lead by example. So Swami Ramanuja went up there and said, whoever has the desire, come to me, I will teach you. This is what he shouted. He did not shout the Tirumantra. So these are some of the misunderstandings we have in our Sampradaya. But it was a very good question actually. When we say Nadu Nagaramam Nangariya, saying everybody should know that you are Bhagavata. Come and learn the Tirumantra and become part of our Goshti. This is the Adiyan's understanding. If there are any corrections, anybody can please correct.
As I rightly said, Bhagavan Nama we can tell any number of times. Only when we have the pranamam, that becomes the mantra. So Bhagavan Nama you can say any time, any number of times, loudly also. Nama is good. Anyone else like to add anything? All right, then we can go to Mumukshupadi, Sheshadri Swamy and I think Sheshadri Swamy.
Srimati Ramanujaya Nama.
Sheshadri
Swami. Swami, can you please give me the sharing permissions? I have prepared a small PPT for this.
Yes, Swami.
Thank you, Swami. Hope everyone is able to see my screen. Alvarim Permana Jia Tirugaleshanam Acharya Tirugaleshanam. Lokacharya Gurave Krishna Padasya Sunavi Samsara Bogi Sandasta Jiva Jivatave Namaha. Srimati Ramanujaya Nama. Till now, we have understood the four sutharams. The first sutram, it says that all mukshus who want the moksha should know the three secrets. And Manavada Mahamangal gives clear understanding that it's not only the devotees who have the desire for moksha, he should have a desire of serving Bhagavan eternally. So here that person is called Mumukshu. So he should know three kriyas. So now we know what are those three mantram. The first is the Tirumantram, second one is the Dvaya Mantram, third one is the Charama Shlokam. So out of these three, so which is the first one? So first and foremost, to answer that, second sutram gives the clearly, Pillai Lokacharya gives clear picture on that with Tirumantram is the first and foremost of three rahasyam, three secrets. So now we understood Tirumantram is the first one. So now we need to, and on the third one, third sutram, Pillai Lokacharya, in the view of describing the details, the greatness of this mantram, Tirumantram, first explains its uniqueness, like how to chant it first, how we should chant. So in the third sutram, Pillai Lokacharya says one should practice this Tirumantram with great respect, love, devotion, and that too it matching its greatness. Without that, it's not possible. So now we understood how to chant also. Now, and we'll get one more question that, okay, will that be very fruitful for the chanter if he does that, if he chants Tirumantram? In the fourth sutram, Pillai Lokacharya gives clearly, says when Mumukshu develops a great love, affection towards this mantram, or if Mumukshus understands this inner meaning of this mantram, that's Srimad Narayana, then and the Acharya who renders him this mantram, then he can truly benefit the fruit of it. Okay, so these four sutrams we understood in the last sections. Now coming to fifth one. Now we understood Tirumantram is the first one and how to chant it, and we will get any benefit out of it. Yes, we understood everything. Now we need to understand like how it was revealed, by whom it was revealed. So to do this, Pillai Lokacharya gives that who has revealed this mantram, and also Pillai Lokacharya brings out the greatness of this particular mantra as well in the fifth pashuram. Okay. So please forgive me my Tamil, since I don't know Tamil. I'll just start with the sutram. It says Samsarigal Tangaliyum Ishwaraniyum Marindu Ishwara Kangariyate Tayum Ilandu Ilandom Engira Ilavom Enrika Samsaram Angira Perengadile விழுந்த நோபடா சர்வேஸ்வரன் தான் கிருப்பையாலே இவருங்கள் தன்னை அறிந்து கரைமாறம் சேரும்படி தானே சிஷ்யனுமாய் ஆச்சாரியனுமாய் நின்று திருமந்திரத்தை அருளினான். So it's a beautiful mantra and a beautiful sutra. Basically, it says Pillai Lokacharya is saying here, samsaris, that is the worldly people who are bound to this world, and the samsaris have forgotten themselves, and they have also forgotten the Bhagavan. It's Ishvara. So apart from this, they also forgotten, like with this, they have also lost the opportunity to serve Bhagavan eternally. And they don't even have realized that they have forgotten. Suppose, okay, it's very beautifully mentioned that okay, we don't know. So if I have lost something, suppose I have lost my mobile, so unless I see mobile, whether it's there in my pocket or in my bag, I'll not realize okay, it's lost. But here the samsaris, they never realize itself. They are never checking okay whether we have that opportunity or not. Okay, so Pillai Lokacharya is beautifully given this, and in this state they have drawn in the ocean of samsara, and they are suffering a lot, but they are also enjoying. They don't know whether they are suffering also. They are also enjoying. So at this stage, Bhagwan, with out of compassion, the Sarveshwaran, so out of compassion, he ensures that he understands all suffering of all living beings. So Bhagwan to reach all of them to a shore in this particular samsara ocean, he himself appears in the form of disciple as well as acharya and reveals the Tirumantram. So this is the meaning of this sutram. So we'll see the Manavalama Munikal commentary of this. So each and every word is very beautifully explained by Mamunikal. So let's start with Samsarigal. Who is Samsarigal? So samsaris are the souls bounded, and they keep on repeating births and deaths due to eternal avidya, karma, vasana, ruchi. So with this, they will forget themselves and they have forgotten Lord also. So what are this avidya, karma, vasana, and ruchi? So avidya is a kind of ignorance. So we are ignoring everything. Karma is an action, whether it's a papa or punya. Vasana is the impression in the mind that is coming naturally, and ruchi is the taste we eagerly desire to get something. So here, vasana and ruchi both are. It's kind of a similar word. It gives both as a taste or impression, but vasana is more like an inbuilt, and that's a natural one. Taste is like more like acquired. We are acquiring. I think we can take an example of some food. Like suppose I had my prasadam. So after having my prasadam, I see, okay, jamun prasadam was left out. In that case, I'm already full, but still it's attracting me. I'm tend to add, like eat it. So that is a taste. Like just for the taste, we are having the food. So that is a ruchi. And vasana is like, okay, I'm hungry now, I have to eat prasadam. So that is a natural one. So that's called a vasana. So that's the difference between vasana and the ruchi. So these four things are with Atma. Due to this, like Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Janma is a birth, Mrityu is a death, Jara is a old age, and Vyadhi is disease. So all are this happening again and again and again. Atma are bound to this world. So these are called samsaris. So this is the Mahamonical commentary of samsaris. So samsaris are like they stay in this world, and due to this avidya, karma, vasana, and ruchi, they keep on taking the birth and death, like the life cycle. It's going on and on. And with the next Tangalyam Ishwaraniyam Marandu. So it says samsaris have forgotten self and Ishvara. So samsaris have forgotten self and Ishvara. Here Pillai Lokacharya says why it's forgotten instead of not knowing. So there is a difference between not knowing and forgotten. Suppose I don't know anything, so that's not knowing. But say I don't know what I will eat today, like tomorrow. So that is not known. But I know what I have eaten like yesterday, day before yesterday, or 1 week before, or 1 month before. But I'm not recollecting, I'm not remembering it. That I have forgotten. So that's the difference between forgotten and not knowing. So like Pillai Lokacharya gives this word forgotten, and Manavalama Murugal gives like many pramanams why Pillai Lokacharya is mentioned as forgotten instead of not knowing. So Harita Smriti, from Harita Smriti, so there is one beautiful quote has been given. So here Dashabhutaha Swataha Sarveya Atmana Paramatmanaha Nyanyan Lakshanam Teshanam Bande Mokshete Evacha. So because of this sambandha, I mean the sambandha with Bhagavan and Jivatma, it's a natural sambandha. So Bhagavat Sheshatvam, that's a servitor. We are the servitor of Bhagavan. So it's a natural quality of Atma. So the natural quality here we have forgotten, like something which is naturally, if we are forgetting, it's called as forgotten, not like not knowing. Suppose here the eating is a natural quality of all the human being. If I have forgotten eating, then it's called as forgotten. But if I'm not eating, even though, then that's I mean, I don't know what to eat or what not to eat. Like a child, like the child will forget everything, and it will take births, and again the births it keep on occurring with the life and death. So when it comes to the child will not know anything. So in that case, it is not known. But when for the elder ones, so if they know what to eat and what not to eat, and but they are not realizing it, then that's called as forgotten. So Pillai Lokacharya beautifully says that it's forgotten. So Manvala Mamunigal gives this pramanams, the quotes from this Haritasmriti. And also, Manavala Mamunigal gives from Taittiriya Upanishad, like Pitam Vishwasya. It is Narayana, the Lord of the universe. He is the Lord for himself. So there's no above Narayana. So because of that, Narayana is developing a compassion for this. And from Vishnu Tattva Slokam also, we have one beautiful quote. Manavala Mamunigal gives this: Swamitvam Brahmanas Titam. So Atma is only the servant of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the external owner of it. So Bhagavan is naturally the lords of all the Atmas. But Bhagavan has realized, Bhagavan is know that we are we are the servitor of him, but we have forgotten the Bhagavan, so we don't know that. So with all this, Pillai Lokacharya uses the word forgotten instead of not knowing. So we'll got to know that why Pillai Lokacharya has mentioned Marinda, like forgotten. Okay, so next we'll go with next one, Ishvara Kainkaryatyam Ilandu. So here Pillai Lokacharya is giving the ignorance, like ignorance of samsaris. So samsara is due to the ignorance because of avidya. I think we saw that in previous. So because of avidya, and even we have forgotten ourselves, we have forgotten the Lord, we have forgotten the kainkaryam of Lord. So we lost everything, like without knowing the greatness of Purushartham, the end result, we have lost everything. So Elandom here, Elandom is a very strong word which is used by Pillai Lokacharya. It's like completely missed. We have missed. We have totally lost it because it's very very beautiful service that one can do with Bhagavan, but we have forgotten. We have lost it. So because. Bhagavan is a natural lord for all the Atmas, and Atma being a servant, the natural rights have been lost to serve the Bhagavan, that have been forgotten. This is what Pillai Lokacharya is mentioning in this word. And yeah, Ilandum Enriga Ilavam Enrique. So here, not only the Atma has lost, like Atma or Samsara has lost it, but here he doesn't realize also like that he has lost. Like I when we mentioned just few minutes back that it's a total ignorance. Suppose if I lost my mobile, I'll not get to know until I have checked okay whether my mobile is there in pocket or bag. So if it is when I checked only, I'll get to know okay it is lost. But here even that checking is also not known. Okay, even if I have a valuable things that I have lost it. I don't know that valuable thing is with me on. That's a total ignorance. That's what here it says. So it's a lack of clarity about the knowledge of self or knowledge of Bhagavan and Purushartham also, the attainable goal. I think here we can say one small story which depicts the same. Like once Indra got a curse of being a pig, and Narada Muni will come and ask him, "Come, you are Lord Indra. So in Devaloka, there's a your asana is like empty. Please come and enlighten everyone." And here Indra, being a pig, he says, "No, no. Why are you saying that I'm not happy here? I'm very much happy here. See my family. I'm eating panchabhog bhogam here. Very nice. I'll be very happy." So it is the happiness. I mean, this all the samsaris are like that only. Even though we are not realizing that we have lost it. So that's what Manavala Mamunigal gives. Pillai Lokacharya says, okay, it's a total ignorance which samsaris have done. So next we go with samsara angira perum kadalaye vilandu novupada. Okay, so here it's like deep to suffer deeply in the great ocean of samsaram. So Mamunigal brings out very nice quotes to the pramanams to says that okay why it's called the great ocean. Okay, so Jitante Slokam says samsara samsara sagaram goram ananta klesham bhajanam. So samsara is the ocean, which is a very cruel injustice and is the cause of all sufferings, which means the soul has fallen into the ocean of samsara. We cannot cross by any individual, like one cannot cross with my own effort. I cannot be crossed only because it's ocean. Sagaram itself is very huge, so it cannot be, it's not possible for any individual to cross, neither because why Manwala Mamanagli says this is Atma is neither knowing self nor knowing Ishvara, or he doesn't know what is the goal. Because if I am in ocean, if I even though with the boat also, if I am in the ocean, if I'm not realizing who am I, who is Bhagavan and where I have to go, or even if we take in samsara sagar only, if I have some goal, I can go towards that. But if I don't know anything about everything like Bhagavan or self or the goal, what is needs to be attained, then nothing can be done. So that's what here. Clearly, Manwala Mamanagil gives the Pramanam saying that Atma has lost everything. So here there are five essential concepts which Artha Panchakam, which needs to be known by everyone. That's a Jivatma Swarupam, Paramatma Swarupam, Upayam, Palam Swarupam and Virodhi Swarupam. Total five. So Jivatma Swarupam is self, like they have to know the knowledge of self. Paramatma Swarupam is knowledge of super being, the Bhagavan, and Upaya Swarupam means like the means to attain Lord Bhagavan. And Palam Swarupam is the end result. After attaining Lord, I'll be benefited something like that is the Palam Swarupam. And Virodhi Swarupam is hurdles of attaining Lord, the Samsara. So this five is forgotten by any other samsaram. So samsara is the Atma is. This is what Manwala Mamunigal quotes, and also gives a pramana from Harita Smriti 8.141. So it's praptasya brahmano rupam, the characters of Supreme Being who is to be attained. So that even that is also forgotten by samsaris. So that is why Manwala Mamunigal says samsara mangira perum kadalaye vilundum novupada. So here it is on a great ocean, the samsara is deeply suffering. Okay, we go with the next line. Okay. Sarveshwaran tan kripayale. So here we have to see the Sarveshan, the Bhagwan, the Lord of everyone. So he's naturally having compassion and care towards everyone, but he's making his own efforts to help all and reach to the shore. So it's like if we put one step towards the Lord, Lord will put 10 steps towards us so that we reach to him. So that's the compassion of Lord. So with this compassion is coming to reveal the confidential Rahasyatrayam. With that Atma can reach the ultimate goal. So he came as Narayana Rishi explaining Tirumantram to Nara Rishi. This elaborates about how Bhagavan explained these meanings to samsaris through Tirumantram. So this is the essence of all the Shastram. That's what here gives. And also Manwala Mamargil gives a few quotes, pramanams, like why Lord is having this many compassions. So in Lakshmi Tatriya 17.70, so Ishe Shitavya Sambandhat Anidam Pratama-dapi. Due to the relationship of Bhagavan, due to this relationship, the Bhagavan is because Bhagavan has a relationship with all the Atmas. So seeing that relationship, the owner and the souls being owned, suffering with this samsara sagara, so he is very compassionate about giving his knowledge to everyone. Like mother has having a natural love towards a child, like Bhagavan is also having a natural love towards all the Atmas. Even Atma is not like him or is doesn't likes him or doesn't like him, but Bhagavan likes everyone. So he is having natural love towards all the Atma. And also Manwala Mamandigal gives one more pramanams from Ahir Buddhidya Samhitai 14.28. So evam samskruti chakraste brahmya mano swakarma bihi jive dukha kale vishnu krupa kapyupa jayate. So here Bhagavan is having unexplainable compassion. So it's created in Vishnu towards all the Jivatma who is suffering in the repeated births and deaths. That's a samsaram. So here with these pramanams, Manvala Munigal says, okay, Pillai Lokacharya also mentioned that. It says with Sarveshwaran Tan Krupayale. So with great compassion. இவர்கள் தன்னை அறிந்து கரைமரம் serumbadi. So with this jivatmas who are suffering in the ocean of samsaram, so they have to understand them and realize about self and about Bhagavan. Through Bhagavan only they can cross the ocean of this samsaram. So Bhagavan is helping them to come out of this. It says Tannai Arindu, like to realize him, the true nature of Bhagavan, and reach him. So with the so Bhagavan is helping all of us to come to his place. So Manvala Mandal gives again beautiful quotes, pranams from many shlokas, many sutrams. So here also it gives Jitante Shlokam. So Tvameva Sharanam Prapya Nishtaranti Manishanaha. So all Jivatmas should cross this ocean of Sagara only by surrendering to Bhagavan. Without surrendering, we cannot even do anything. Okay. And also from Vishnu Dharma Shlokam 1.59, here also Samsaranava Magdam Vishya Krante Chetasam Vishnu Potam Veena Nanyat Kinchidasti Pranayamam. So here also it says there is no means of like suppose if I'm sinking in ocean, so we are like caught like a crocodile, like worldly matters. So we have to come out, we have to reach the shore. So here to reach a shore we need a boat. So the boat itself is a Vishnu. Vishnu himself has come as a boat to reach us in the shore. The shore is Paramapadam. So how it came? It's Tanaye Shishyam Tane Shishyanamai Acharanamai Nindra. So he came as Narayana, and Narayana as a teacher and Nara as a Shishya. So Nara Rishi and Narayana Rishi. In Bhadrakashram, Narayana Rishi is a lord, Nara Rishi is a Shishya. They are meditating and performing tapas, and Narayana Rishi is giving this Tirumantram along with the meaning to Nara Rishi. So the last Tirumantratalai Veliyattu Arulinnan. Bhagavan is revealing the essence of Shastra. So namely Artha Panchaka is the absolute with absolute clarity. So here Artha Panchaka, so we have already seen the knowledge of self, knowledge of Bhagavan, knowledge of means to reach Bhagavan, knowledge of about goals, and knowledge about hurdles. So with this 5, that's Jivatma Sarupam, Paramatma Sarupam, Upayam Sarupam, Palam, and Virodhi Sarupam. So these things. So Pillai Lokacharya says that okay, Narayana Rishi has revealed this mantra to Nara Rishi. So in this fourth shloka, fifth sutram, we understood how it is revealed. And also Pillai Lokacharya Manvala Mamungali says it's just like a Vedam, that Tirumantram was also existing earlier, but it was kept secret. So, but that's why it has been revealed now. So here it says revealed. Pillai Lokacharya says revealed. Why it is not declared, or why it is not said now? So it's because this sutram was already existing. It was not a new one, which is something Bhagavan is giving now. It was already existing earlier. The same thing as Bhagavan is giving again and again whenever we lost this valuable. Okay, maybe I'll just go a little fast since it is already time. So next we go with the sutram. So before this we wanted to understand now how this Tirumantram has come. Now we will understand why Bhagavan has come as Bhagavan can come as an Acharya and he can explain, but why as a Shishya? Why he incarnated as Shishya also? What is the purpose of being Shishya? So he could have just come and publicly said to anyone, or he could have chosen some Jivatma and he could have made Shishya and he could have revealed that Tirumantram also. But why Bhagavan has come as a Shishya also, incarnate as Shishya also? To answer that, Pillai Lokacharya gives that answer in Sutram 6. Shishyana சிஷ்யன் என்றாது சிஷ்யன் இருக்கும் இருப்பு நாட்டார் அறியாமலை அறியாமையாலே அத்தை அறிவிக்காக. So here the Lord took the role of Shishya to reveal the true nature of Shishya also, because to know this, the Shishya word itself is very, very big. I mean, Shishya should have a lot of qualities. To call Shishya also, he should possess with lot of qualities. So, Manavada Mamunigal gives commentary. In this commentary, he gives very good pramanams. I don't read this. It says in the pramanams also, Astiko dharma shilasya shilavan vaishnavasuchihi gambira chaturo diraha shishya ityabi dhyate. Here, shishya, how shishya should be? Shishya should be like he should be astika. Astika means he should have first faith in Shastram. He should accept the Shastram as a valid proof. So that is why the one who is having astika, so he is called Shishya. And again, he should have he should desire and engage in the righteous activity, the dharmic activity, that's called as dharma shilasya. Then Shilavan, he should have a good conduct. Then Vaishnava, he should be a Vaishnava and he should be in Vishnu Bhakti. And Suchihi, he should be pure both internally and externally. And Gambiraha, Gambira means he should have very deep devotion towards Acharyan. And Chaturaha, he should be very clever, smart and intelligent to do the activities of Acharya. And he should be Dhiraha. Dhira also, he should be very confident on taking the instructions of what Acharya has given. So this quality should be should be present to call as Shishya. So this quality, it's not seen in any Jivatma by Bhagavan. So Bhagavan has incarnated as Shishya also. And second pramanam which Manavada Mamunigal gives is from Jayasmitai Shloka, that Shairam Vastu Vijnanam Vasaha Karma Gunanusan Guruvartam Dharaya Destu Sa Shishyo Netaraha Smataha. So here Shishya should have who should sustain the body, wealth, knowledge, and his place, activities, characteristics, and his life also for the sake of Acharyan. So he is termed as Shishya. So apart from that, if he has any other, if he doesn't have anything, then he is not called as a Shishyan. So that Manavada Mamunigal gives this Pramanavan also. And lastly, so Nyavaswami Nyaya Samhita Slokam. It's a Vedanta Charya's shloka. So here also it's gave one who has very good in knowledge, one who follows the wise people, one who has activities of benefiting knowledge, and one who having the desire of receiving the true knowledge from Acharya, one who does the service to Acharya, one who having ego without any ego, one who engages in the service of divine feed of his Acharya, and query appropriate time, control his emotion, intersenses without jealousy. Then I believe Shastram, he believe his Acharya. So with all these qualities, if Acharya tests that particular Jivatma, if he passes with this all qualities, then he is called a Shishya. So with some samsaris doesn't have these qualities to call a Shishya also, Bhagavan incarnates as both Acharya and Shishya and revealed this Tirumantra. So this is what we see in Sutram 6. Srimate Ramarjaya Nama. With this, I'll conclude my.
Yes, it's a very good presentation and well pattern. Despite our acharyas explaining how the Sri Vaishnava should be, how a Shishya should be, everything is very clear, but still, though whenever we read that, we feel that yes, we should improve. There is a great room for improvement, but I don't know. We feel that we have a long way to go. Anyone else wanting to add anything? Otherwise, we can go to the next week topics and we can choose who's going to present what. Next week we have one